Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess it's afternoon. It usually is during these races. I don't know. My brain's firing on 2 brain cells. Welcome to round 8 of the ESR ACC GT3 series. This is one of our... well, this recording almost didn't happen. We had some connection issues, but we got it kind of sorted out, and looks like everything's going to be all right. I am your main host, Cole McCray, joined today, as always,
by Ayrton Tobin.
Very, very, very him. This is an interesting kind of layout we got going here. Normally, we're used to seeing Lentini, Stoffmühl, Verstappen, the likes up in the top, but the AXR team Porsches, I don't know what they must have drinking their jungle juice today, because they are they're pulling out all the stops. We had a 1, 2, 3 of them, and I believe was ND. I forget who exactly was all the way up there. I believe Arjona and Swan. Well, I don't know where Munoz is, but yeah. So they've pulled out all the stops, doing great at Kyalami, which is where we are, of course. I have Munoz at 15th place, so interesting discrepancy there. Matt Higgs with a solid 4th place qualifying, and so yeah, it's
I assume that means it's actually Richard Higgs driving this week.
Yes, of course. Yes. In any case, sorry, I just got a message from Mike Magus. We trying to resolve those connection issues we were having, which are of course fixed right now. So, catching up with team standings. Our last round was a little bit chaotic. We were able to get it done, but there was we weren't able to have quite the thorough look at the standings as we did. Max Lentini leading the Drivers' Championship by 9 points over Mike Stoffmühl. Christoph Verstappen following 273 to 408, so somewhat distantly. Albert Arjona 4th with 242. Javier Castaño Munoz at 226, followed by Jeff in 6th. Eugenie, Higgs, Kenny, Wallace rounding up the top 10. Of note, once we start to get down to the 7th and higher positions, so that's 7th, 8th, 9th, etc., the gap is minuscule. Single points, some are even tied. We're down to less than 10 points. So anything past, I would say about 8th is up for grabs pretty much, especially with the chaotic starts we have here. So it could really be anything. Lentini holds a small gap to Stoffmühl, still under 10 points, but it could slightly over 10 points, so we could be having a little upset there. He would still need to be under 2nd place while Stoffmühl is in the lead. But Verstappen has proven in the past race that he's got the go, and with this weird qualifying order, we could see anything happen. Of course, our team standings: AXRT, Javier Munoz, Albert Arjona, Justin Swan leading with 70 points or so. They had a not excellent race last week.
I gotta say, while these drivers are in a super tight formation, good job parking.
Yeah.
They're not in the right grid positions.
Yeah, what are the guys? Look terrible. At the lines. Coach Dave, you gotta do better, man. As I was saying, phase 2 with Finish and Maxi Lentini trailing by 73 points. But of note, they were much farther behind before this race, so they've lost some ground. Cruise Line Express trailing by another 130. Orange FFF, 9 Shitza, DACA ASP, 2Cs, McCray, and Last Minute rounding out our top teams. So yes, we've got still a sizable amount of drivers here. I think we had 38, if you told me right, Ayrton. 39. Very nice.
Nope, back to 38.
Okay, never mind. But yeah, so I want to say maybe it's just a Porsche thing. Why the...
Has Jeff finally added a first name and chosen a non-English character?
Well, I think he was always a Jeff, but I don't know what that... Is that a currency? I don't know what that is.
But yeah, this is definitely a good track for Porsches. They've dominated the last time we came
We're
here.
seeing lots of Porsches, lots of Lamborghinis in the very top. So I'm thinking maybe that's helped out Higgs. BMW being a long...
Yeah, last time we came here, I think it was a little inter-series league. think it was
Is our IGT series? You're right.
Stoffmeal struggled. I think Verstappen did too if he was there. It's not a great track for the BMW and Bentley.
Was it Diego? Or was it Lentini?
No, yeah, Lentini smoked him last time we were here.
I'm trying to remember if he smoked him or if he almost smoked him. Ooh, watch out there, Haruna.
If I remember, he made a little mistake, had some trouble, made it a bit of a race in the end, but he controlled it pretty well the whole time.
In any case, it's not a huge deal. I was trying to remember. So, Murray Iwanchuk is up into 9th, and that's pretty befitting of his driving. Jeff has been a very strong contender in the last couple of races.
Yeah, Jeff was 4th place and way ahead of the rest of the pack last week at Monza. So.
Exactly, and that blue Porsche we saw in the back there, doing some good work for the team. I'm not familiar with Johnston in 12th place. He might have been an addition to the last race.
Of note, I believe I saw Mike Magus is down in 30th, so I don't know if there was an accident or he just never got a clean lap in, but that is way behind where you'd expect him to be qualifying, and I think he's going to work his way up.
That's a good point.
Not a great place to be starting.
Yeah, Max Simmons in 18th, Javier Eugeni in 19th. Showing Eugeni has some good pace, but it's showing that the BMW of his choice there is not a great choice for this track. I mean, I imagine he did some setup to try and rectify that, but there's only so much you can do.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, Arjona and Swan, from what we've seen, should not be ahead of Lentini and Stoffmeal.
Yeah.
But it's not just one; it's 2 of them out front. I mean, if that rear gunner back there can get to blocking, try and let his leader get away.
Of the AXRT, yeah, good point. Of the AXRT team Porsches, we traditionally see Arjona taking up the lead of the team in the standings, followed by Munoz and then Swan. So the Castaño Munoz going down to 15th is kind of a surprise.
Fun fact, in F1 in Imola, I think it was 1990 or 91, Senna and Prost and McLaren had an agreement. Whoever got to the first turn and led, they said he would lead because they wanted the second guy not fighting, just let them get away. I expect to see this here. Whoever gets the lead in the first turn, that second guy better not fight with his teammate.
Who is it going to be? We're not sure.
These two need to play well together.
They really do. And it's like,
that's
Higgs. Teammates Arjona and Swan come together. Jeff is getting a huge run. Stoffmeal making his way through the ranks.
There we go. Lentini and Stoffmeal are out front.
And the universe is
my goodness.
What a nightmare.
We got to get back there and check what is happening.
Oh, we got a frozen yellow flag. We got a 9 car spun around. I believe that's Andy Long. Oh, no, it's still happening. Mike Mack is getting into who I believe that's Wayne Hutchison, maybe?
All right.
Is a green
All right,
Mercedes.
this should show us.
Oh,
this is like
gosh.
a temp accident.
Yeah, wow.
Another
oh my
accident.
gosh. Oh, no, and Arjona and, I don't know if that's Munoz or if it could be Swan. I don't think it's Swan. Swan's up in 8th.
Oh my, we have to. I wish I was listening to all these drivers right now, but this should be the original thing.
Yeah, so Higgs spun.
I think Verstappen might have gotten into the back of Higgs. And
it looked like he just spun, but I can't tell for sure.
And let's take a look and see if we can find then what happened with our 2 leaders.
So unfortunately, we won't have any picture-in-picture. We were only able to get one of our recordings. Oh no, Wayne Hutchison, or is that Javier? No, it's Wayne Hutchison, I believe, or it might be Simmons. No, I think his car is black.
I don't know, but hey, Stoffmeal is feeling frisky.
One of the Good Smile Team racing cars is
so Swan escaped. Obviously, Arjona is. His race may be over.
Arjona got toasted.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate. We have a bunch of cars in the pits. I wonder if Arjona might be among them.
Well, what happened with the 2 leaders? Even with chaos behind them, they still came together and one spun off.
That was a poor team effort, I think. I mean, there's only so much you can do, but at the same time, you got to be watching out. If it even means
Yeah, Lentini was sticking his nose up there and kind of forced them to, push a little harder into that turn. But
yeah, I mean, even if you got to lose 2-3 spots, you guys stand to lose a lot more than you stand to gain.
Gotta say, pretty amazing though that these 2 got through it. I mean, as tight as they are in the standings, if one of them had been caught up in that, I think the other could pretty much wrap up the championship right here.
Oh yeah,
taking the win and the other would have been down 30th, but
that would have been pretty much it, I think. Yeah.
Somehow they both got through.
And in the kerfuffle, Mike Magus finds himself up into 18th, so making the most of that chaos. Looks like our Swan is getting into it with Jeff a little bit.
Yeah. And so looking at the individual point standings before this race, Lentini has more than a one race first to second lead over Stoffmeal. So if they both, you know, took a first and second first, and then Stoffmeal got first and Lentini got third, Stoffmeal will take the title. But otherwise, one more win for Lentini, because then he could get 2 seconds. If he wins this race, it won't wrap up the thing, but
it'll put him in a great position.
Yeah, if he wins one race here, then he can let Stoffmeal win the next 2 races, and he'll take the title. So Stoffmeal, in a way, kind of has to win out from here.
Yeah, well, they've got a 11-point difference. Ooh, Stoffmeal getting really unsteady before the last turn.
I think it's either a 7 or an 8-point difference, first to second, so
it's.
I mean, technically winning out would be overkill for Stoffmeal, but the problem is if he doesn't, that means he finishes behind him. Winning out really just meaning beating Lentini.
Looks like Sean Kenny got past Jeff at the last second. Looks like he got a little unsettled, as did Stoffmeal in the last turn. So that is an interesting setup there.
Take a little look now.
Oh, yikes. Okay, so we're on board with one of the...
Oh no, 2 9-Shitzas came together.
The 9 Shitzas.
Oh,
Andy Long, Travis Wallace spun out.
Ooh, this might finally show us what happened.
Oh,
yes, here we go.
So, I mean, they weren't giving each other that much room. They were going wide, but...
He got hit by Lentini and then overcorrected into his teammate.
Ah, that was not kosher.
Well, just as we talked about the extremely close points race up front, penalty, even like a 5-point penalty to someone,
I think that could be big. That might be worthy of a penalty, I think. Maybe not a huge one, but...
I can't say that would be a penalty just because it's such a minor tap. It's turn 1. There's a little bumping going on. The fact that it set off such a major thing, you can't take that into consideration when you're looking at the action.
I mean, no, but I've seen people get penalized for little bumps a lot, at least for much smaller incidents. So
how the band hammer wakes up this day and what they're feeling.
Sean Kenny making his way up to 4th place, doing very well in that ensuing mess. James Butler making his way up to 6th. What happened to Verstappen? Well, he's in 20th now.
He was definitely, involved.
I saw a few Bentleys of that same livery as Verstappen coming together.
Looking back at different guys. This is Hutchison, who is kind of there in the middle, slowly crawling forward.
So we see a couple of Bentleys.
Okay, there he is, kind of making his way through it.
Being very cautious. Good on him. That's the appropriate maneuver, I believe.
Maybe we can get a shot of what happened up at that next incident. Yeah, here we go. Don't tell me
it's my Higgs. Oh my God! I think that's Arjona and Swan. Oh my gosh, they got boned.
No shot here of same thing. All right, so means nothing's happened since then.
Well, that's John Barker, and he gave a Porsche a punt. I think that might have been one of the Haas's.
Well, let's get an onboard shot of this whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
This is from Long. Notice his teammate right on his bumper.
Yeah, whoa. He gives him a little tap even before the turn.
Oh, he's actually behind his teammate as well. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, we can pretty well assume what happened, I think. I
didn't realize those 3 Aston Martin teammates were just lined up nose to tail.
We might want to switch cameras. I think we're in a F7 camera. Okay. Remember, Sean Kenny in 4th place. So Sasha and Rico Hasa have maintained a very good standing as kind of per usual. Tomasi Bigino is back, as he was for last race. Mag is passing John Barker.
All of that, I see Javier Perez Torres went from, I think, 28th to 20th, so he must have made his way through all that chaos pretty well.
Yes, Mags is still in 10th place, and Iwanchuk has fallen slightly to 9th.
Another incident with Verstappen?
This seems to be early on.
It just popped up.
Oh, really? No.
It's just, okay.
Just a little tap.
And something between Bellino and Schernbonner.
Okay. No, it was between Alexis.
Oh no, that's either what or
Javier. It might be it might be what.
Oh, you know what? It is. It's Javier Perez Torres because I'm seeing him here, just as we mentioned things.
Oh, he gets taken out by a Mercedes.
He kind of got sandwiched between cars in front and behind, and kind of hit on both ends.
This is 49.
49. And just like that, back to 20.
Oh, the commentator's curse. Max Simmons also down to 33rd. What happened there? Daniel was
He was turned around in the middle of that first major.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I saw that and I mentioned it, but I forgot that.
Yeah, he was square in the middle of that whole thing.
I forgot that the timing has really slowed the update. Stockmill's holding on hard to Lentini. He's still got over half-second gap, but I mean, given how we've seen in the last example of this race, he should be way farther behind.
I don't know if Lentini didn't get to sleep last night or what. Because I mean, the fact that in the same car where it's so good, he was behind the two AXRT cars, something is not gelling with him today here.
I wonder, or maybe even Stockmill's decided to pull out the stops a little bit and try and maybe push a little bit harder than he usually does.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have any time in the season to sit back at this point. Oh, 2 more incidents with Finn Esch and Mike Magus.
Oh, this is a nightmare waiting to happen. Oh, hard dive from Finn Esch onto Mike Magus. To me, it looks like he dove on him accidentally and, okay. Oh, okay, we're watching again. Yeah, he just dove hard.
You know, Mike didn't hug the inside turn, came up a little bit, but Esch definitely didn't leave him any room.
I would put that more on Esch. It looked like he didn't hold his line very well. I mean, it was not the worst thing I've ever seen, but still.
Ooh, Stockmill.
Stockmill's eating it up.
Him down.
I think he's under a half-second now. Something that looks like it. So what's kind of curious is that a lot of the teams are kind of thrown into disarray right now. Not only did AXRT lose out horribly in that first exchange, except for Swan, curiously enough, but so did Nine Schütze and Orange won. So Matt Higgs is still up there. Actually, no, wait, Orange One's doing fantastic. They're all right there, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, never mind. I eat my words. Foot inserted into mouth. Maybe just because it demolished everyone's race more or less equally, so averaging out to be about the same. Stopwatch.
Looks like Jeff is in close one.
Yeah, Eugenie has made the most of that beginning incident, as we kind of mentioned, alluded to a little before.
Yeah, up a little higher than we're used to seeing them. Might get a little train of cars behind him. Also, Butler, 4th place for Butler in a Bentley.
My goodness, what happened there?
Wow,
I just now noticed that. When did that happen?
He must have just made it through that entire lap one chaos.
He did that well. He was a few spots behind. I mean, he clearly made the most of his run afterwards, though. Butler doing very well in this third to last race of our series. Well, I guess it's second to last, counting the last race. Director 2 blew up. Good to know that hasn't gone any better. Okay.
We got a little
okay, well, it's not that big of a deal. If we just pop up to the Lakers, it might be self-rectifying. I think it's shift and left and right. So apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Our tools have vaporized a little bit, but that's all right. As predicted, Stodmill is just under half a second to the leader. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying there. But as we can see, he's being very bold. Using all the track, which of course is a good option, but he's maybe acting a little bit outside of his comfort zone, which is not something we're used to seeing from him very much.
I want to watch Stockmill do a lap here. We don't get to see him driving this aggressively very often.
I don't think we've ever seen him drive this aggressively. I mean, he makes mistakes, everyone does, but very rarely do we see him clearly pushing harder than he's.
Yeah, this is like when you're like watching a filming crew documentary in Africa that's like watching a lion, but it turns out they're actually just super lazy, like sleep 23 hours a day, so they don't see anything. But now this lion actually woke up and the cameras are ready. Let's see him do something.
Yeah. Why don't we,
Here.
is it 7? What's the button that changes? Or no, it's Y, I think, right? That changes to, instantaneous time. I think it's in the top right. Oh, there we go. One of those three. I think it's Y-U-I, right? There we go.
It's between those three top.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lantini goes wide on, I don't remember what turn that is, but it's one of the earlier ones. So yeah, as you can see, 0.3 of a second. Stopmill is catching up slowly, but maybe surely.
Putting all the pressure on Lantini. Just look at that gap that these two are opening up. I mean, we don't see either both of these two pushing this hard early. They're flying from the field.
What we might end up seeing is Lantini is at his least comfortable when he's pushing hard. We've seen him make some mistakes before. I mean, he can pull some astonishing lap times, but it can come at the cost of increasing his risk of an accident.
Yes, we're about to find out which car is harder on its tires when pushing.
I imagine it's probably going to be the Porsche, but we'll have to see, I suppose. Oh, okay.
These two have been so gentlemanly the entire season, like looking for a very clean opening. I feel most drivers in the field. Oh, Lantini.
Oh, yes, we're seeing this happen. Oh, Mike Stoppel gets dirty on the inside. Ooh, gets unsteady.
Oh,
Lantini spins. Oh, no. What was that? That was something. Causing a yellow flag, and Swan gets by Lantini.
So, I don't think there's anything dirty there. It's just he finally didn't wait for a massive opening, you know, actually. Stuck his nose in there. Maybe caught Lantini a little off guard.
Well, and then, so we're kind of seeing that Lantini...
Okay, Lantini is still third, so it's not a disaster that it's such a massive gap. And, you know, he can probably make his way up to second. At that point, at this, you know, that is what he needs.
Yeah, and I think he just needs to get back into his groove and not worry so much about it. Because the gap...
It's going to be a pretty boring race, because it's going to be tough for him to catch back up to Stoffel at this point with that gap. As close as they were, but there's no way he's falling. It's just like, how is he falling behind second at this point? He's going to catch Swan.
He's got 5 seconds, but that's not that much in the jet set.
No, I mean, not when he had just pulled out a 7-second lead in front of Swan there.
But there is a 7-point, excuse me. There's 11 points between Stoppmill and Lantini, but there's a 7-point difference in points from first to second place.
Yeah.
So now Lantini's on the spot.
Yeah.
He might need to do some practicing over the next couple of weeks and maybe try and iron out those kinks because...
But like we said, he just needs to win one of the next 3 races, really, and get second in the other 2. So, well, but this is 33% of the way there for Stoffel. So.
Well, but we're also we've seen some, like you said earlier, we're seeing something we don't very often see with Stoffel is that when he pushes, he can be kind of scary, and I mean, Lantini is very confident, is very competent, is what I meant to say as well. But when he pushes, he's not quite as confident. And what we might see is that Lantini might have to start to cover his ass a little more, and we saw Stoffel kind of leverage in the last lap, just because
we have Bathurst remaining. That's what's long straights on there. I think that should be decent for Stoffel.
Yeah,
and we have Suzuka. That's a pretty even track. That should be a real battleground between them.
Yeah, I would maybe favor the Porsche slightly.
I would definitely favor, especially just like that first sector, those S's. Like, man, that Porsche kills it through there.
Yeah, at especially on turns like Spoon and 130R. But on the S's, you're right. Mount Panorama though, Bathurst, that might be. I won't say it'll be a gimme for Stoffel, but it won't.
Bathurst is never a gimme for anyone.
Yeah, that's exactly. But yeah, what we're seeing here is Jeff catching up Eugenie, but we are also seeing Kenny and Higgs as a team. Orange 1.
Well, Lantini's not catching Swan. Maybe his tires are a little shaky after that. Plus,
no, I think he is.
Swan out-qualified him, so, you know.
Oh, wait, you're right. I was looking at the wrong
he was
cars.
like 4.9 back originally. Now he's 5.5 back. So...
Well, back to 5.1, so maybe it was a fluke. Got a train forming.
Even, Haas is catching up back there.
I'm kind of fascinated with the Haas's because they've proven to be something of a dark horse in these races. Oh, Jeff is getting real friendly with Butler. Oh, Butler goes over the curb. Ooh, Jeff could have probably pushed that, but probably was wise in not getting too angsty with that. Although now Kenny is right there. He wants a piece. Gonna make a move to the outside, and he's probably not gonna have it. No, I don't think so. Maybe a dive to the inside? No.
Yeah, I mean, well, at this point, I assume the stewards will be looking at both Stoffel and Valentino for incidents. Although I don't think Stoffel faces really much as
We are changing that back to broadcast. We can click on it come back. Did it come back? Maybe I'm wrong. No. Okay. It just pretend.
That's pretty good.
Don't click too much because if it decides to come back, we're going to be faced with 1,000 different camera changes in 90 seconds. That's happened to me before. I guess this is Javier Jenny fighting with Jeff, but it looks Jeff got by as we weren't paying attention. Oops. And now it's up to Kenny to try and make a move. Looks like Eugenie is not as confident in this track with this car. Looks like, who was that? That was Hassa. Maybe having a little spin in the background. We'll have to see in a minute. Nope, he's fine. I'm trying to remember the keybind for that HUD, but I guess it's not that important.
F2 or F3 should bring up help menu. There we go.
Keep pressing F2. One more. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, anyway, where were we?
Well,
Lentini's falling still. Yeah, 2 seconds down. So down to 7 seconds.
He have damage or anything?
It could be.
He shouldn't. He kind of just free fell. I mean, he just spun around. He didn't hit anything.
You never know. So with our 40-minute timer, the pit window is now open. 20 minutes centered on the 30. So everyone has to pit exactly once, and tires and fuel.
I have to wonder if he's, falling into the trap of wanting so badly to get back up to the lead, pushing really hard, and maybe messing up every so often because of it.
Yeah, well, we saw that happen last time we came to Kyalami with the
In fact, Butler is catching him rapidly suddenly.
I wonder if he might have... It looks like his car isn't perfect in the front. I almost wonder if we might be not seeing a damage arrow or something. I'm not sure. Can't say for certain. But you are right. Butler is catching semi-rapidly, not
Well, I thought he was going second, but I mean, even third. That's what Stoffmill needs.
That's gonna put his championship.
If Stoffmill gets first and Lentini gets third, then that means if they both trade wins in the next two races, Stoffmill will win the championship.
Well, I think there's more than an 11-point deficit between first and third. So, like if I just check.
So if they finish like this, Stoffmill will take the title lead. So then he would be the one defending. The last two races, needing just a trade. In
a poetic sort of scenario, there's exactly a 12-point difference between first and third. So if it's even worse if Butler gets into fourth, then Lentini's really got to worry.
Well, I guess actually at this point, third or fourth, it doesn't matter either way. He would need to win out the next two races because he'd be more than 11 points behind.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if he's in third, Stoff's going to take the lead by 1 point. If he's in fourth, he'll probably take it by 4 or 5 points. And either way, Lentini would need to win the next two races.
Oh, we're seeing. Oh, he's getting very,
his car's just
very unstable. We can't say for certain.
I don't know if he was trying some weird setup today or what, but I've never seen him struggle with it like this.
Well, we just saw him go through those corners, and I'm venture to guess that most of those tire marks were his. Just we've seen him be really unsteady today. Yeah, even losing that time on Swan.
Eugenie and Kenny. Jenny taking defensive line here.
I'm kind of surprised he's still able to hold him off because Kenny was on his ass not too long ago. Well, Jeff fell back, so Jeff must have had a spin.
I wonder if Hicks took any damage during If he escaped that lap
definitely.
1 without damage,
he definitely has some damage. I mean, just look at his car.
Qualified way up there.
His front bumper's falling off slightly.
Yeah, just have a little bit of aero damage.
So Lentini and Jeff are our first 2 to go, and that seems smart. I wonder if Lentini does have some damage, or at least some heavy tire wear potentially from.
Yeah, I was wondering if he had just flat spun his tires.
It's definitely possible. We can't say for certain.
Lock up in every turn. This track has some heavy braking, so he's definitely going to want flat spotted tires here.
Yeah, so we're seeing that Team Orange 1 is doing very well this race. Sean Kenny, Matt Higgs.
Michael Magus up in 13th.
Yeah,
I mean, he gained 1 spot over Lentini, but still, how did he get up there? I thought he was involved in that lap one a little bit more, but I guess he actually made it through fairly cleanly from 30th.
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of, I mean, we kind of can't base too much. Ooh, Eugenia getting very.
No, that's right. We saw him in an incident, but that was with Esch spinning off of him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a good race.
Eugenia is.
Got a question if he made some overtakes under yellow on that first lap.
Oh yeah, huh? Wouldn't that be poetic? No. Do you think he's just got a yellow flag in his car so that he can wave whenever he needs to?
I mean, if he made it up to 13th from 30th with cars spinning, I think it's impossible he didn't pass people. And there were yellow flags. Coming for you, Mike.
That's good point.
And he's fallen a little off the tail of each other.
Justin Swan into the pits. Ooh, wow. What we're kind of seeing, I think, is Kenny struggling to make heads or tails of this Eugenia arrangement, because he's clearly faster than his.
He needs a little bump here from his teammate.
Matt Higgs.
Give him a boost.
Yeah. Ooh, wow, they're getting a little bit dicey. Wonder what the Orange 1 team is thinking right now.
What is the status of Team AXRT? They are in 10th, having pitted.
Yeah, so Justin Swan was in 2nd.
So pitted there.
I don't see Arjona or Munoz either.
Yeah.
So their race is rapidly falling apart, rapidly disintegrated. Which is a shame, but it happens sometimes.
Still might have a 2nd place in the books though. So.
Well, they have over. I think they have 60 points to 2nd place.
Mm-hmm.
So they will have some.
Oh, I think they're going to gain at this point. Amazing as it is, because Esch had his issue, and while it looks like things fell apart, Swan is actually outpacing Lentini. That's probably the first time we've seen that. So this is actually, in a way, a great day for AXRT, even with not capitalizing on that front row.
Yeah, they're 73 points ahead. AXRT is so
a good day today with 2 to go should pretty much wrap it up for them.
Where's Verstappen? Nowhere.
He might have pitted. Last we saw him, he's still down 21st.
Oh, 21st.
And he did pit.
So
here we go. So Kenny made it by.
Oh, Kenny did make it by. You're right. That's up to Higgs. We might actually see some conflict going on with Team Cruise Line versus Orange 1. As we said, Sean Kenny, Matt Higgs. Doing very well today, and their current target, Cruise Line, which is Verstappen and Butler. Butler isn't anywhere to be seen in the top 20, and Verstappen, well, while he's doing okay, is actually considerably behind the Lamborghinis. So they're only 80 points south, and if Butler does poorly enough, that could be reason to. That could be reason to give Orange 1 the number 3 spot. I mean, anything really can be said, because Team Orange 1 did terribly last race. They only got, I think, 27 points or something like that. And meanwhile, Verstappen did fantastically in the last race, so we'll have to see what exactly comes out of that.
Right now, I'll note there aren't any big on-track fights because they're in the middle of pitting. Still like a 15-second reset here, and get our director back.
So this footage is brought to you by ESR Racing Club. That is our organization. http://esr-race.org. Stands for Eat, Sleep, Race. We do races like this all the time. We have a Discord, a website, as you can see this one. And if you like what you see, feel free to join us. We do stuff all the time. Assetto Corsa Competizione, as well as regular Assetto Corsa. We have racing experience. And we also just love hanging out and talking. So join us if you want to, which I hope you do. And yeah. Wow, Mike Magus up to 9th. He's I guess Swan and Lentini did pit, but
speaking of which, we were expecting to Lentini make up more ground on Swan, and he wasn't, but he's pitted. I don't know if he repaired damage, what happened, but
I think so. It looks like it.
Now it's go time.
It could be psychosomatic, but I could have sworn I saw at least scratches on his front bumper.
So Lentini's last lap was a 1:43.3 versus Stoffmeal's is a 1:43.0. Okay.
So still losing a little bit to Stoffmeal.
Butler a 1:43.9. Okay, so Lentini is.
What about Swan?
Oh, 1:42.3 last lap now for Lentini.
Oh wow. So
okay, so that's a
8/10 almost.
Okay, so Lentini is right back where you'd think, running fast. In fact, kind of undercut there.
So he's only got half the race, just barely over that. So, ooh, Travis Wallace with a stop and go penalty of 30 seconds.
He was like 11 seconds or 12 seconds behind Stoffmeal before pitting. So
that's only 10 laps.
Like, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Can he, with his fresh rubber, keep up these scorching laps? But
I think the biggest challenge. Maybe is just gonna be pushing, but not too hard. As we saw earlier, he's not the best under huge pressure.
Although, and what I would, if I was talking to him, advising him, what I would say this one is like, as we saw before, don't push. You don't need to pass Stoffmeal. Just keep climbing and do pass Swan. Because if you can secure that second place, that's gonna really do what you need. So,
well, can we look at Swan's lap times?
He's definitely losing out to Lentini right now.
1:43.3, so over a second.
1:43,
just barely over a second.
Versus 1:42.3. So
if assuming Lentini is just at race pace right now, he's not pushing, then definitely the best choice is to just.
I think he's pushing pretty hard here. He's putting out some crazy good lap times.
You think so? What are you looking for?
I was hoping we'd see like best laps or anything.
Well, best lap does show on the bottom there when it's the last lap, but.
Well, anyways, now that we have full control again, we can just take a quick peek down at the lower leaderboard we haven't been able to see.
Finished down to 30th.
So we lost 4 guys, not too surprising, but we did lose 4. Simmons, Esch, dropped way down there.
Javier's crawled his way back up to 25th.
A little bit. But up to 23rd, that's good, because he started 38th, dead last, so making up some grounds. Must have stayed clean. Higgs back in 18. He pitted.
Well, he still lost quite a bit of room unless everyone in front of him has a pit, which I don't think is true. Oh, well, no, maybe they have. No one in the top 6 is pit. So, Mike Magus up to 6. That's definitely a product of not pitting.
Lentini down to 42.1. He's going faster with every lap. So, if he's running 42.1, let's see what Stoffmeal's running. He pitted. Well, his last lap, but I guess the 43.1.
But his best lap is a 42.1 as well.
Oh, you're right. He hasn't crossed the line, so that was his last lap. It was a 43.1. But we're gonna see where he comes out here relative to Lentini. Lentini's definitely taken a few seconds out of him. Although now Stoffmeal's on the fresher rubber.
Although again, you said that, and there's Wayne Hutchison in the background as well. Lentini doesn't need to pass Stoffmeal. He just needs to get as close as he can.
Still a pretty big gap between Lentini and Stoffmeal.
But I mean, like you said, the important part, Lentini to Swan is only up to 3 seconds now, and
it's about 2.4. Yeah.
Well, it was 2.8 the last thing it saw. So
closer.
What happened? Oh, okay. Butler got away. Swan passed Butler. Very nice.
This one should have been past Butler.
Did Butler just pit, I think?
Butler was.
I didn't remember that.
Although Butler is still hanging on. Nice lead. Even if he gets passed by Lentini, he should still be ahead of Eugeni, which is 4th, where he was running after the opening lap. So,
well, that'll do nicely for his team. I mean, I don't think they're within striking distance.
Verstappen was up to 10th also. He was down in 22nd there. So he's somewhere flying forward. Well, he's to 12th, yeah. I don't know if he had some issue pitting or what.
He must have had some sort of problem.
He was up in like a fight for 5th.
He was right with Kenny for the longest time. Maybe he took maybe he had to repair damage, or he chose to do that, so it took longer. Cannot say for certain.
Something's happened with
Magnus wasn't 9th, but everyone above him had not.
Yeah, it wasn't showing pitting, but now he just completed it, so yeah, makes sense.
Or below him. I don't think we've heard from him yet. I'm assuming his name is.
What? He's driving. It's not the same car as.
It's Aston Martin.
Nope. Yep, that's a new guy.
So I'm gonna assume his name is Domingo. Oh, it's Dan. Domingo's so much fun. That's all.
I assume the H is for Handsome Man.
Dan Handsome Man Anderson. Love it.
Well, there we have them. 0.8 of a second apart.
I mean, that's less than a
right
lap.
now, Stoffmill is wiring all of his money and driving skill over to Swan, just saying, please, hold him off.
Come on, I'll pay you anything you want. Want a puppy? Here we go. Yeah, because as we were noting earlier, yeah, if it's gonna be really difficult for Stoffmill to get a lead in the championship.
Yeah, this pass right here, 2 races to go. This is gonna say a point or 2, but that's all that matters. Who's out front?
Yep. Again, an inch is as good as a mile. That's what my ex-girlfriend used to say. Although, what we might be, I hope. Well, if Lentini isn't smart about it, oh no, he's going for it.
What's that?
He's
right here is where it's
he's a little too hot. He's a little too. I think well, he's gonna go for it. Nope. Okay. Maybe he cooled.
I would hope he would cool it. Like you're a second per lap faster. If you take it easy, you're going to pass him probably into turn 1. So
yeah,
easy.
Turn 1 is like isn't turn 1 like the best off
don't need to
passing?
force it and risk anything here. It only takes a little bump and you're in the wall. And
he made it. So he made it. That was a good. I broke him. Ooh, we got a. I believe, what is that? Butler? No, it's not Butler.
No.
I know the green Porsche. I know him. I know this.
Well, we finally. Actually, wait, do we? We don't. Because we killed before we reset.
Yeah. So anyway, accident.
Let's see. Accident with Javier Perez Torres. Just some camera
some
work.
Grass.
Oh, here we go. That's what we just saw.
That was what we just saw. Javier just murdered that poor man.
I believe that's
Lisudis. Oh yeah.
Then he gets back on track and
kills that Simeonitis. Whoa.
Do that.
Why does it kill him? Oh, they're still together. Simonite. So now we're up to 24th, making a little bit of progress. John Barker bringing up the rear with 34th place. I mean, he's just had the worst luck today. It got demolished in the first turn, and he's gotten the worst of it a couple
gap
times.
to Stoffmill from
2.
That's pretty big. I'm trying to find Stoffmill through live timing with Lentini. 19 seconds. Okay, wow. Yeah. No, Stoffmill's sound like putting down some handsome laps here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I would expect nothing less. Let's be honest.
He might very well be doing it that whole time because. I mean, it was a bold move by Lentini to make it past Swan quickly and hunt of Stoffmill, but yeah, that's quite a gap.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, yeah. What are his options? His options are to, and this is Lentini. What? Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's one of the 9 Shitsu cars. Is that Wallace? Oh, ooh.
Yeah, that's Wallace.
Gives Madringa a punt
That's
a little
actually
bit.
Naku, I believe.
Is that Naku? Oh, it is Naku. You're right.
Something with Jeff and Simmons.
Whoa! Yeehaw, cowboy! Right. Wow.
Oh man, you feel bad for both because while technically the blame would be on Simmons, you went right one over the curb. Wasn't expecting that to happen.
Yeah, dang. Was he gonna freaking fly off to Jupiter?
Thing
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure Simmons is glad Jeff was kind of there to straighten him out, or he might have just gone straight into a wall.
No kidding. I was kind of hearing in the back of my head that one meme song that I forget the name of, that would and we're just seeing the Mercedes flying through space. Yikes. Well, I'm glad we got that.
And more reports coming in, Toledo and Delgado.
This car's complimenting each other nicely. Whoa!
See anything happen there?
Well, he got a little bit unsteady, but that's about all we can say. Although, Mercedes of, wait, who is that? Delgado. Delgado got by Toledo. So, although Wayne is getting moves made on by, I assume that's Lentini. So Lentini or Ash. I guess dropping slightly to 15th, but having
the Stoffmeal approaches. Already really making his way through this field with the lap times he's been laying down.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
What is he? Lap 15th here now? Dang.
Does that car have a Fiat sponsor on it? Yeah, it does. why are Fiat and Mercedes together? What's the forbidden love? Wow, Rico Hassa up to 7th place in that Nissan. So I mean, like I said, we've seen those two be just like dark horses throughout this entire series. They qualify.
Not only that,
okay,
but it looks like he is hunting for 6th.
Yeah, Javier Eugeni is in his way. Is that Esch behind him? It looks like it. But yeah, they've always qualified okay mid-pack. I want to say maybe around 16th, 17th, 18th. But they put down the moves when it comes to racecraft. I mean, I remember the first race they qualified near the back and they ended up in the middle of the pack, and we were kind of surprised by that. Someone's in the pits. Don't know who that is. It could be. I just have no clue.
Pit closing in 30 seconds. It's performance.
Has Max Simmons pitted? Is the question. Yes, he has. Okay.
Has.
Arjona is the last to pit, but he's in the box. Last place. What a shame.
Already in the GTR.
What in God's name is that like display on the dash? Is that measuring his speed? He's currently doing 20 something knots. Dude. 12 and a half, 15.
Nautical light years?
Nautical light years. It's Japanese cars, so maybe it's Saki's per. Ooh, got a little bit unsteady. Maybe it's Saki's per katana. Oh, you know, it might just be kilometers times 10 divided by 10.
That was really bizarre.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. But whatever. Yeah, hunting down Eugenie is proving to be a little bit tougher than I think it. Oh, well, no. Eugenie's in a weird breakdown going on. Actually, maybe I should talk to Tobin about this, because I don't know how the Nissan traditionally fares. Ooh, whoa, that's a Lamborghini. It's an Iwanchuk. Wow. Remember Iwanchuk going off into the do some lawn mowing. Is that Johnston, I believe? Yes, it is. Johnston really wants that draft. Slots in immediately.
You know, right now Lentini's probably like pounding his fists and swearing how he's so far back. And probably gonna be pretty frustrated after the race, but I bet later, like tonight, he's gonna look back and say, you know what? Everything that happened, second place right here, that was a perfect day.
He's only got 2 seconds back to Swan, but like he could basically coast through this race and do
19 to 21.7. So Lentini gotten some good laps with his fresh tires, but now Stoff is on newer tires and he's just pulling away.
I hope the ideal circumstance would be he's just cooling it and taking a breath and going, okay, I can just coast to second place, and it'll be basically, you're not going to make it back in 18 minutes.
Despite that dismal qualifying, I think this has to be the best race we've seen all season on Stoffmeal. Hammering it from the start, got the lead, and is just pulling away from everyone.
Yeah, it's our traditional Stoff. I mean,
took him a season maybe to get that BMW on the wraps, but
there's a BMW, I believe, or Bentley. That's going super slow. That is Toledo, I believe. Well, it's kind of interesting because we're for really the first time in a long time, at least, we're seeing Stoffmeal kind of forced to play his hand a little bit, and we see it's been pretty deadly.
Well, I guess if we're excited by what we saw out of him today, with this order, he's going to have to win the next 2 races. So
yeah,
this is.
I was kind of worried that he would just destroy Lentini, unleashing his true power like Mulan. Well, we saw him make a couple mistakes too. Like, he went off track a couple of times. He was able to corral it, but no one's perfect. There's a Ferrari, I believe that's in the coup. Just being a roadblock, I guess. So Eugenie has only got 4/10 behind him, but I think that Hassa's even gotten closer than that.
Let's take a look at these.
Yeah, 3/10 now.
These guys back here, for reference, are putting down 43.5s. Lentini is doing a 42.8, still very respectable.
Yeah.
Stoffman's doing a 42.3, so yeah, he's half a second up at this point. Best lap was a 42.1.
Well, Lentini had a 142 flat.
142. Okay, so Lentini does technically have the best lap of the day, but it's kind of short-lived.
So what's
Stoffman's been too consistent.
What's Eugenie run?
Eugenie? Yeah. It was the 143.59 we looked at first.
Oh, okay, right. So yeah, Rico is putting a little bit of hurt on Javier or Xavier. I think it's Javier, but we are seeing Jeff and Higgs come back with a vengeance. They kind of put a fork in their fight earlier, but oh, never mind. I thought that was Jeff. Whatever. Never mind.
Jeff is catching them though. He was 11 seconds back last time.
Oh, that's a crap. I forgot his name. Oh my God, what a rejoin! I'm an idiot. I'm trying to remember his name. Lasutis. That's right. That was a rejoin and a half right there.
He might be in a fight.
Could be. We'll just pop back and so we can get a better view of what's going on. Lasutis and Ash, yeah, 2/10 behind, 2/10 between 25th place. So Ash just clawed his way up slowly to 25th place. Uh-oh, we got some... Simonite is off in the grass, causing some pause from Eugenie.
Ride through this little mess of cars.
Yeah, Simonite's got some problems going on.
Best off just mercifully trying to stay off the road.
It's like, just don't hurt me, please don't hurt me. Also is still trying to find a way past Eugenie in any capacity.
Oh, and there's a traffic.
Is that Big Nash?
Oh, Nash.
Ooh, nope, just let him by. We got Wayne Hutchison as the next car in front of him, I believe.
Let him by, but he kind of compromised past the exit board.
Yeah. Ooh, making a really long-range dive, it looked like.
Up ahead we have, that's
I think that's Javier.
Perez, Torres, and Hutchison, who are fighting.
Yeah, so we got a ton of fights going on.
In fact, all drivers we see in that shot right there are in 3 separate pairs.
That's kind of cool.
All except for that
it's almost like a
McLaren.
It's almost like, oh, and Ash is going for it. Oh no, it spins Rico Hassa. Oh, and Vic Nash gets it, and oh wow,
that's unfortunate.
Keep going, I guess.
We're not the 2 fighting.
Oh, what a disaster! And Jeff makes an entrance. Commentator's curse, I suppose. There we see Matt Higgs passing Rico Hassa, as did Jeff.
Look at this.
I mean, it seemed pretty clearly Ash got just a little too handsy.
I have to wonder what happened to Haas there to, slow down, because he was ahead and he's running much higher. He should have been faster. Oh, no.
No, Ash just made a boneheaded move, I think.
You're in a different fight there. Should not have been that close to him.
That's a naughty boy maneuver. We see Rico become a monster truck. Ah, bummer. I was hoping that would turn out to be a lot more competitive than it was. I mean, well, it was, but then, this something happens.
Well, now Eugenie is in the middle of this. No pressure on his back anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Hutchison is way too far back to pose any threat.
But he's chasing down Perez Torres, who's right on the other side of Eugenie there.
Now,
Dust?
I saw Dust. Maybe that would have been Javier getting a little bit bold with his braking zones. Although it looks like Eugenie got by.
He probably just went really wide to give Eugenie a lot of room.
So anyway, Simonite and who was that else? Masuda's was there too, but I saw another car. Oh, it's Nash. Okay.
Oh, that's actually Bino we saw there. Okay.
Oh, it is Bino.
He was. I thought that McLaren was just out of order, but no, that was in the middle.
Whoa, Bino!
Oh, no.
Demolishing Lasudas! Oh my god.
Right.
Immediately after we mentioned him, just
We're
dead.
gonna go back and watch this.
Well, oh, yeah, that's totally Bino.
Oh.
What was that rejoin?
Goodness.
Yikes.
This has had a wild race, and, well, misery loves company.
Yeah, I guess. Jesus. Oh, that Porsche is not happy.
This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be painful. Oh yeah, wow.
I don't, you know, seeing it from that angle, I don't think that was like him trying to go over to block him and misjudging.
I think he was just trying to make the turn.
Yeah, I think he just lost it exiting the turn. Unfortunate that it then.
I think he lost it. Well, let's do this in the pits, so that makes sense.
No, missed it. That's too bad.
I like. Ooh, he almost got into
But
it.
yeah, no, I mean,
Bentley
I think he just got on the gas too hard in defending and just lost it there.
Well, I mean, hindsight is obviously 20/20, but the smart move perhaps would have been to lock it up there and just try and slide it out. But you know, in hindsight is 20/20, and it's, you know, it's hard to make that decision in the moment. So, I wonder if he'll get a penalty for that. Can't say for certain. And, like, commentators curse is one thing, but when it happens mere milliseconds after.
Oh, another curb hop.
Was that Naku? Oh wow! Whoa, Naku!
He's getting frisky.
Oh wow, bumping uglies. Dude, can we put this on YouTube? Are we going to censor this?
I think that's definitely gonna have to be censored.
Oh yeah, this should go on like the Super GT channel.
Alright, so Lentini is now something ahead.
So saw Ferraris in their native habitat engaging in a mating display.
24 seconds, alright.
Oh, yeah, great. Gap. Ooh,
well, more Ferrari
that's
action.
Anderson. Anderson.
What is
that?
That the guy was just like weaving
I think maybe his
and
brakes
running him off
were having
road.
problems? I don't know. That was Car Heroes and Anderson.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that maneuver, but we got a McLaren making a move on what looks like Javier Perez Torres. That could have been an accident and a half right there. No. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. I saw cars flying and I didn't know what was going on. As Wayne Hutchison makes a look. Wait, is that Gonzalez? That might be Gonzalez. So it looks like Javier got past him. Yes.
You said the name Gonzalez once, yeah.
Well, I just said it 4 times, so we got our quota filled. Good job, boys. Oh, you know what? That Bentley we saw earlier might have been Frank Toledo. I didn't even think about that. No,
His was a gray Bentley.
No, his car's gray. Yeah, you're right. No, it was black. The one we saw was black.
I don't think you mentioned Wesley Stokes either. He's having a smooth day up in 18th. That's a little lower than you'd expect from him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could have gotten involved in any number of millions of accidents that have been happening. Ooh, we saw a dive by someone right behind us there. Who was that?
Let's see what else is happening. I see,
Jeff and Higgs are going at it. I think we just saw Higgs dive under Jeff.
This is Haas behind
Johnston?
No. This guy's left car.
That's not. It's Johnston.
Oh, it's Johnston, you're right.
Yeah. And Iwanchuk is directly behind. Maga's still in 15th place, so holding on to that position, I think that's a smart choice. Lentini's still in 2nd, so I think it's pretty safe to say he's coming into his groove.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, so Jeff got back by Higgs, it appears.
No, he's been ahead of Higgs this entire time.
Well, Higgs dove on Jeff at the first turn we saw last lap. So, no, it wasn't first turn, but it was a turn. We just didn't get to see a good view of it. Looks like he wasn't able to complete it, or Jeff got by again. Oh no, Matteo! 9. Oh wow! Total destruction. Looks like Jeff started to lose a little bit and had to corral
I mean, it's
himself.
hard to say Higgs did anything wrong there because he didn't dive on him or anything. It was just the middle of the turn. He was running his line, and Jeff kind of, I think, just got off the throttle, checked up a little bit, and I don't know what Higgs is supposed to do there. You're not expecting the guy to let off as you're exiting the turn.
Well, at the same time, though, you can't, like, you know...
I mean, this isn't like a freeway where it's like, oh, you shouldn't be that close, you shouldn't be tailgating someone.
I mean, you should be able to, like, avoid hitting people in the event that they
I don't
make
think
a
so.
mistake.
The guy an inch in front of you makes a mistake.
He made at least a car lane. But anyway, that's not for us to decide, that's for the stewards.
That was definitely not a car lane between them.
Okay. Fair enough. Again, as I said, that's not up for us to decide. It's up for the stewards. So they'll figure it out.
But we can persuade them.
We really can't, though.
This here is Justin Swan
versus Max Simmons. Oh, Mike Simmons.
Oh, he's in a whole bundle of fun here.
Oh, no. There's that fun coming through. Oh, no! Maybe we should just stop watching. There's too much going on. Jesus. So, friggin'... Someone takes out.
I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. That was.
From the outside cam, it looked like maybe he got into Simmons.
That's a nice view there. Oh, and we still see the Aston Martin and that Ferrari going out. That might be a Naku and Stokes. I think it was actually.
Yep. Yep, that was those two.
So Stokes collects Naku. Max Simmons tries to brake. Our Swan can't contain himself and gives Simmons the punt. Shout out to Justin Swan for that amazing save, though. He was very sideways and was able to corral it.
Alright, with all these incidents happening, taking people out, Javier back up to 19th, top 20. Nice.
Very nice.
In fact, somehow he's only 3 behind Magus after all of this, despite being like, they were like 13th and 39th at one point,
yeah.
So...
Well, I mean, you know, never count them out, I guess. Something happened to Jeff. He was battling with... Higgs, but then not anymore.
Is it Higgs one? You're right. Something happened with Haas as well. He had an 8-second lead over Jeff and Higgs.
You're right. So
let's see, incident with Jeff and Verstappen.
As Verstappen there, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
And that definitely doesn't explain what happened.
A little dirty, but not. Well, they're still fighting, so that was recent.
Yeah, that was after.
Has Car Heroes a lapped car?
Another incident for the Sudas.
Again with Simonite.
Oh man,
these two.
Yeah, I'm seeing some frustration here between these two at this point.
They're slowly proving that it really isn't easy being green. Kermit the Frog was right, ladies and gents.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing when contact is just mistakes early on, but it looks like those two are starting to get a little frustrated with each other.
I think they need to just calm down a little bit. Someone needs to get in front and just not even... I mean, you know, it's easier to say when we're in the commentator's booth, like, not even...
Yeah, and by that I mean, they're still next to each other, so let's watch this.
Yeah, this is gonna be ouch. John Barker is also in the fray, although he's 4 laps down, so he can't 3 laps.
John Barker, you really should back off.
John Barker, there's going to be an explosion in the near future, my friend. You're not fighting. Well, I guess he is in last, so might as well.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he's a few laps behind.
Whoa! Guys, calm down. You're fighting for second to last, and John Barker's 4 laps down. I would cool it a little bit.
I mean, I'd rather be third to last rather than second to last.
But if you're not able to finish the race, then it's worse than that. Well, this
like Lasudis made his way by, and he should. He was running fairly high up earlier.
Yeah.
If he can get out of these weeds, he should be able to make his way forward.
Lasudis and Simonite are neither members of teams, I don't believe.
Someone just formed their own team at this point.
The team of destruction. That sounds like a terrible idea. Oh, maybe they could put their differences aside and do battle with the greats such as Haas's.
Here we go, the Haas's and the E1 trucks.
So Sasha Haas in that Porsche, going very, very shallow into the third to last. That's not too much.
I see Kenny is Kenny is now 1 second behind Butler and catching him. He's been reeling him in this entire race.
Well, Kenny's had a great race this entire time. He's had a smidgen of bad luck.
Started top 10ish I think. Probably got caught up in a little bit of that opening lap, but just very solid.
He was running forward. He and Higgs have been up and down this entire race. But overall, still doing very solidly for Team Orange 1.
Anderson, they showed in qualifying, you know, they had the pace. So.
Is Anderson fighting with Biino back there? Well, in case he made a pass. That'd be fight for 25th if it is happening. Oh, Biino doing a nasty but gorgeous slide into shot at the last second there. Looks like Anderson was able to save it.
Just got by Gonzalez.
So Biino and Anderson are fighting for position. That's 25th place. Good to see they were able to hold it, not to lose too much time. Obviously, there's going to be some loss, but Big Nash is the next person behind, and he is quite some distance behind him. So Biino is struggling to get his grip back. Delgado is not fighting for
Stripping and Jeff again. And a minute and a half to go. Kenny is still within a second of Butler. Can he finally reel in that 4th place? More importantly, can Butler hold on to 4th? He has been there.
Yeah, he's been the entire race. It's Butler is the one who's just got to kind of cruise on through to the other side. We'll have to see if he can hold it. 1:43 is our average lap time for most of these drivers, so they have less than a lap to go. Where is Stavmiel? We're not sure exactly.
One quick look.
Oh, this we're gonna have one more lap.
Last lap is still in the 42.7, whereas Lantini last lap is down to 44. Well, tires are falling for everyone. Stavmiel, no.
Well, I think maybe Lantini is taking the advice that we've kind of mentally beamed it to him. Ooh, Biino versus...
Stavmiel just followed up a 42.7 with a 42.7. The guy's on rails right now.
Biino versus... versus Lasudis. Lasudis gets the pass.
So, one more lap to go after this.
Oh wow. Simonite. At least it wasn't...
Oh no, what is happening?
It's an XRT car. Is that Swan? No, it's not. Okay, good. Maybe.
But there's just cars spinning everywhere back there. Ooh, Simmons.
Simmons and Kenny.
All right. Kenny, one lap to go, and this is the closest he's been.
Yeah. It was Swan. Swan was the one that Simonite took out. Oh no.
And that suddenly means we're looking at a podium. We'll go back after the race and see this incident for Swan, but
I mean, it looked like this.
This is the fight for a podium suddenly.
Yeah. If Swan is damaged, Eugenie might even be able to claw his way up. I don't think so, but we've seen dumber things happen as people. Or weirder things, I should say. So that is white flag last lap. Kenny versus Butler.
Well, see, Perez Torres just made it past Esch for 18th. Nice.
Very nice. I'm on the edge of my seat, metaphorically. Because, I mean, he's holding firm about 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, this has been an astoundingly consistent race for Butler, just lap after lap, the entire race.
Butler's had probably the race of dreams in this one right now. He's just been...
I don't like this part in the dream, though.
Oh, yeah?
This is where things start to get a little intense.
Well, we'll see if he wakes up...
Yep, one more sector.
We'll see if he wakes up happy or having to change the sheets.
Is Kenny going to dive into that last turn?
Woo, maybe.
He only needs
he's on the outside, though.
I think he's got a right-hander coming up.
Yep. Two more turns, one more. Oh, he skipped off that curve a little bit. I think that might have sealed it
for Butler.
I think that should have put the nail in the coffin for Kenny.
Oh, I was about to ask a few laps ago, could Stoffel surpass 30-second lead, and he smashed that. Only a 34-second lead in the end.
Well, Lantini has also put a gap between him and Butler, so 10 seconds nearly. There's apparently mustard gas attack in the background. What's happening? Oh my god, the humanity.
They really should know not to do this in a war zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jeff never quite got by Haas, but he did hold off.
Well, he did catch back up, so... Wait. I thought he lost some time.
Long? Don't think we mentioned Long. Maybe quite a while since, his team had that problem at the start.
Clawing his way back up to 11th, that's, nice. I mean, you can't ask for much
Johnston
more.
Also very quiet race. right around 12 feet higher day.
Sasha Hassos had quite a tumultuous race, getting all the way up to 11th at one point, but falling back to, I think, 18th and then back up to 14th. So, you know, I guess average that out and it sounds about good. Travis Wallace.
Oh, no, no!
Oh, yeah! Oh, man, that was gorgeous.
Well, I guess at this point they're actually lapped down, so he's doing his cooldown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah! Dude, that's amazing. Okay, tip of the hat to Travis Wallace. He gets my commentator commendation.
And did Javier, yep, just held off. Ooh, although it looks like he got passed back by Esch at some point.
Yeah. Mike Magus up to 16th. Good job.
Let's take a look here and see what happened with Swan. Uh-oh.
Oh, not Simonite.
Oh, no. No, this is not a good place.
Okay, so we see Simonite apologizing to Justin.
Oh.
Justin Swan for not being able to break.
And that did take away Swan's podium. That's unfortunate.
Oh, what a tragedy.
This is not going to be a fun view.
Oh my god.
It's kind of your worst fear last lap, fighting for a podium.
And you gotta say, Swan's probably like, alright, he's off, so he's not gonna. Oh! And then just gets turned around. Oh man, that was not the cleanest race of all time, let's be honest. Our standings are Stabile in first place, followed by Max Lantini second, James Butler third, John Kinney fourth, Justin Swan rounding out the top 5 with that tragedy, Javier Eugeni 6th, Matt, Richard, the Higgs in 7th, Richard Hassan 8th, or Rico Hassan, apologies, Jeff 9th, Christopher Strippen 10th, Andy Long 11th, Johnston in 12th, Murray Iwanchuk 13th, Sasha Hassan 14th, Travis Wallace 15th with those sweet drifts. Should call Tyler Agelli later. Michael Magus in 16th with a nice run up. Simeon Naku 17th, finish 18th. Javier Torres 19th. Wayne Hutchison 20. Gonzalez 21. Car Heroes 22. Sharon Thonner 23. Anderson 24. Biino 25. And you can see the rest of our competitors there. Max Simmons actually getting a little bit of room back up there. Not much, but a little bit. And so yeah, there's our the remainder of our finishers. Looks like don't know what happened with Stokes Madringa.
So there you go. Arjona and Casano Muniz both retired actually.
Yeah, that's wow, what a disaster.
I don't question that. Surely they had the power to get back and do some repairs. And
yeah, that maybe they just got a little over frustrated. I don't know. That's a good point.
It's like here you see, even if they had just stayed within one lap down, they could have been 24th.
I'm not going to do the math, but I'm thinking that means that whoever's in second, who escapes me right now, I'll just have to check. Phase 2 with Finesse and Maxi Lentini are probably going to take that from them, because a first place is I think 70 points.
Lentini did end up overtaking Swan there. So.
No, 50 points. No, 65 points.
So
almost
definitely
70
going to be close.
And they only have. They only have.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they were going to hold on, but that front row start kind of turned into a nightmare.
Yeah, it's pretty safe to say that Phase 2 is going to get past AXRT for first place in the team championship. I wonder what they were thinking, just giving up like that. I mean, you know.
Oh, like I said, those guys who finished 34th and 35th, even if you're one lap down, that would have been 24th and 25th, and that's
points.
A healthy number of points.
Yeah.
For 2 finishes there.
Yeah, I mean, it might have not given them enough to. I mean, we don't really know, but anyway. That is our race, round 8 of the ESR ACC GT Challenge in GT3s. Next week, we're going to Suzuka Circuit. Not next week, sorry. Next time, that's in 2 weeks. And it'll be pretty fun, I imagine. Hope to see you guys there, as I said before. Join our website, esr-race.org. That's Echo Sierra Romeo-race.org. We have a Discord. Come and chat with us. I am Cole McCray.
I was Ayrton Tobin.
And it's been good watching this race with you.
Was
Join
good.
us next time.
In the hood.
Bye-bye.